Hello there, welcome to the World of Warships Legends with Ungainly Titan, and we're here on the North map in Domination mode, and we're in the Tier 4 American cruiser, the Marblehead, which is a premium cruiser. So it's going to be a relatively low tier battle again this time, but it's recently I'm actually starting to have some success with the Marblehead. It's taken me a long time to get a little bit better. I won't say that I'm good at it yet. I'm still making a lot of mistakes. And I'm still letting situational awareness let me down a lot. Now this is a very cruiser dominated fight. We have no destroyers. So we have 6 cruisers in play with 3 battleships. The enemy have 5 cruisers in play with 3 battleships and only 1 destroyer. So kind of feel sorry for that destroyer, because if he gets spotted anywhere crowded at all, there's going to be a lot of cruisers gunning for him, and cruisers are kind of the bane of destroyers because of their high rates of fire. They have comparable rates of fire to the destroyers, but they have a lot more guns and usually a bit more throw weight of shot. Now, my feelings in this case is that since there are no destroyers in our team, it's kind of, we have to do, some of the cruisers are going to have to take up a destroyer kind of role and get into the cap circles, look around and see if we can spot the enemy. So I've launched my aircraft just as I'm entering the cap circle. I'm going to commit myself to entering the cap circle, and I want my aircraft up in case there's a destroyer sneaking around, because I have no idea where the destroyer has been deployed, or anything else for that matter. I've got lots of support. The ships that spawned with me are coming in directly behind me, but also the ships that spawned north of Bravo are coming this way as well. So ultimately, provided I don't get sunk in the first minute or so, I've actually got quite a lot of ships coming in to support me. Now the New York is at extreme range, and as far as I can tell, he's going away from me. And we're coming to the corner here now, so he's at a good old range, and I don't particularly want to draw attention to me because I'm flipping a cap and I'm nearly there. So I'm going to wait until the cap flips before I do any jumping up and down or any other thing that might draw attention to my position or location or enable an enemy to hit me. However, the name of the game also is to do some damage, so now we have captured. So I'm going to fire out some shots, see if I can do some damage to New York. Now, that's the wrong kind of ammunition, and it fell well short as well. And it was probably a little bit too far forward. So this is probably a little bit too far behind, but I think it's going to strike, and we've actually gotten a fire, which is really good. Fires are what you want. If you're in a cruiser shooting battleships, you're not going to get citadels that often. Although I have done it, you really need to drop them down the funnel or something like that. Now the OBA has making a run for us. Very aggressive run in this direction. I think the AOBA thinks, okay, I can take the Marblehead, and doesn't seem to realise that I've probably got a lot of friends. Now, I didn't fire that one along the predicted track because I genuinely thought the AOBA wouldn't stay on that course for very long, that he'd follow me in, that he'd cut off to intercept me or something like that. And we're getting some shots out. We haven't got anything. Yeah, we've managed to get another fire, which is really good. Fires really rack up the damage. And that AOBA is doomed. I mean, he's sailing into 5 enemy ships. He's already taken the citadel hits. With torpedoes in the water all over the place. Yeah, he got his own torpedoes off, but not at the price. Not worth the price of his ship. And he hasn't hit anyone with them yet. And they've been spotted from very early on, probably by the aircraft flying overhead. Cruiser down on both sides though. Kingsburg, the rest of the enemy fleet sailing through Bravo at the moment, but they have not yet flipped it. They just seem to be steaming right through. And some of them, I don't know if they're turning this way or not, are they looping around? Not too sure what's going on, but I thought I'd come out this side and support the battleship on the northern side of the map. Yes, the northern side of the map, back the way I came. So there's a Königsberg coming out there ahead of me. miles away. There's no point, even if the torpedoes were theoretically in range, so there's any point in firing torpedoes that distance, that far ahead. A ship can do a lot of things by the time they arrive there. Shots out. I think this is going to fall short. And I got to do it again. Königsberg, I think, is slowed down. Send the shots out, and this is going to fall short, actually. Now, the Königsberg is isolated on his own, but he's steaming very hard for the map border, and he's at our extreme range. So we're not getting good fire on him, and he's probably doing the right thing in that he's kiting the rest of us out after him. Although he's taking fire from the other ship at the other side of the map. But our real attention should be actually on the ships inside in Bravo, in my opinion. Looking at the game afterwards, though, at the time, I wasn't giving them enough due. Obviously, I wasn't completely unaware of them. Having a look and see where my torpedoes might go, and there was an opportunity. I don't have any clear shots, though, on anything other than the Königsberg, but I should probably be really turning in to get involved in that fight that's going on around Bravo. So I don't think I missed entirely. I think we got a lot of shots as well. And even if those torpedoes were in range, we're just too far. Because there's no guarantee that the ship would still be steaming in the same direction after that length of time. Königsberg is living a bit of a charmed life. Neither I nor the other battleship have gotten anywhere near him. Now, I should really have switched my attention to the New York at this stage and probably done it earlier. Because the New York is quite low on health. It's much closer, so I have a much better chance of hitting it. And, well, it's battleship, so it moves that a little bit slower as well. And the angle isn't too bad. Now, the New Mexico could have come out. I was thinking the New Mexico was possibly going to steam out through the channel here, so it was always a possibility, so I thought a few torpedoes in that general direction might be no harm. The Königsberg is turned, I think. But again, I would have been better off paying my attention to the New York. And that I just finished up in the middle of nowhere. I still don't think I've landed a hit on the Königsberg. I think all that shooting has been a waste of time. Now, I have the islands between myself and New York to a certain extent, but I am spotted. Spotted directly as well, but anyway, I managed to get some shots on, and we've got a fire going. Which is what I think I should have been doing all along. Now, I'm partially sheltered by the island, and it is actually blocking some of my shots, but I'm still getting enough going out to make it worthwhile. And we have, he's the fire put out, I think, yes. And we go again. And if we manage to get the fire now, he's going to burn for the duration, because he's going to be, his, what you call it, his damage control parties on Gul'dan. So that didn't do any damage, I don't think. So we're in pursuit at the moment. There is somebody in Bravo as well as a Nuremberg. And yes, I suppose I better pay attention to him. Not going to get torpedo shots and then we can get fire at him over the thing. He's on very low health as well. And he's also engaged with an allied ship. So we're going to his broadside onto that allied ship, so he goes down before anything further happens, and we need to go back to New York's on fire. And it's my fire. So let's keep shooting at the New York. And again, shots out. And we managed to get a hit. We've got the Arsonist Award. So what's that, 6 fires? Anyway, Nuremberg's gone around the side of the hill and there's only Cap Circle Charlie left. Spotted enemy Königsberg heading towards Cap Circle Charlie, and there's a battleship away off to the south. So I might as well gird myself up to do this, because if we take all the cap circles, we're very unlikely to be caught. There's about 5.5 minutes left of the game. That stage we are ahead by what, around nearly 200 points. Okay, the enemy could win by sinking all of our ships, but we have sort of easy split mixture between battleships and cruisers. But I'm in pretty good shape at the moment. That doesn't mean, of course, that I haven't gone into pretty good shape and then lost it all in very short order to a battleship or something. A couple of citadel hits, and this ship seems to be quite vulnerable to citadel hits. It seemed to be easy enough to get it on the Marblehead. So we're coming up to the edge here, and I think it's about time I launch my airplane. So we put the plane up because I want to see if anybody's coming into the cap circle in front of me. And there is the Nuremberg. And it's, what direction is it sailing? It's sailing away from me, I think. So we're going to look out. We're going to chance in the moment to actually peep over the shoulder of the mountain. See where it is and how far away. It's 8 kilometers. It's not far, but we're not going to get. We're not going to shoot it from that height, are we? No, they all hit off the island, but they do give away my position. So it is leaving me. Torpedo, its direction of travel is away from me. I'm just firing some there in case it just turns around or sails straight, or which is likely to do. I mean, the Königsberg is likely to go around, but now I'm taking shots from a different direction entirely. The Königsberg has come back, and it seems to have killed my engine there because it just started slowing down immediately, and I can't really afford to be dead in the water. So we put in the repair, we start turning the engine or turning the ship, and we take some more damage, more or less straight away. We're on fire again, which is bad news, but worse is our steering is gone. We're now going around in circles. So we've shots out, that didn't do much, I don't think. However, the going around in circles is actually not a bad thing because it makes it a bit harder for the enemy to hit us as well. And we got a citadel hit there. We took them down very low and we got on a second hit. So that enemy ship is now destroyed and our steering is almost repaired. We're still going around in circles though. So enemy incoming fire overshot the mark. He can't see us anymore, and I'm going to take the cap circle before I re-engage in the enemy Königsberg. We're going to slow down though, I think, or we'll drive out of the cap circle. Königsberg is paying no more attention to me because I don't think he can see me anymore. He's just looking at other ships that he can see. Or he's speculatively firing, I don't know which. And cap circle nearly taken. Yes, and now Königsberg's taken a big chunk of a hit there. More than half his remaining health points were destroyed there by that citadel hit or series of citadel hits. And now I'm going to add my guns to the affray. Now I was going backwards. I'm going to change direction again and go forwards. As soon as I fired the guns, of course, I was spotted, but I got a citadel hit. It's like 5,000 damage or something like that. And we start moving forwards now. The enemy's on very low health. And we're going to start turning the ship as well, so we make ourselves a lower profile target. Got some rounds in that time, but not enough to give us the win or anything like that. We've managed to evade the worst of the incoming fire. And that's it. So we have another third ship down. So there's only one remaining enemy ship alive, and at this stage it doesn't really matter. I can take the risk. I can even take the risk of losing the ship from a return fire hit, simply just to rack up a bit of extra damage, because I don't think it's going to make any difference, not with the amount of time that's left. Now I'm not going to do it straight away because I don't want to open the game at this point in time. I'm not sure if this game has an extension mechanic. I know there's a thing in World of Tanks where if you get a kill within 5 seconds of the end, and you get a second kill, it'll extend for another 5 seconds, and you can potentially get another kill if you do it again within 5 seconds. So you could potentially finish off the team if they were all one-shot kills, and they were all quick enough that you could acquire and fire at the targets within 5 seconds. It very rarely comes up. I've very rarely seen the game. I don't know if I've ever seen a game that was extended in that way, but in theory it can be done. So, coining his incoming fire. He's not very well directed, but he's after taking a fair chunk out of my ship. Just even with one hit there. And we are firing back, and the enemy fire is incoming again. And I'm after doing something that is common enough for me to do. Instead of watching my escape route and just sticking to my course, I've changed course and I'm more likely now to run aground. It's a mistake that I keep making. So we've managed to get a victory. 159,000 currency credits or whatever. 51,792 damage. Came number 1 by experience. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a share. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.